Hello, 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 boxing fans. Welcome to BBC World. Let's talk boxing. But this one is actually modern boxing. It is a controversial statement coming from Barry Hearn, the father of Eddie Hearn of amateur boxing. You know, people accused or have accused Barry Hearn of being a racist because of the comment he made about slave trade during the Whyte Rivas press conference. Let's take a listen to what Bahrain has to say, and then we analyze it from there. By the way, I have Clement Italome in the house. He wants to discuss it with me. Want to break it down, guys. Break things down. So, Mogo.
No Yava.
Deontay Wilder, he's been smashed to bits in AJ whenever he wanted.
But
And
no one.
Dylan Whyte is overlooked by the
Well,
WBC.
my comment.
And still, we're still campaigning with the WBC for his position to be clarified
You want to comment?
where his career goes next. And bear this in mind that Matchroom Sport have a fight-by-fight arrangement with Dylan Whyte. Isn't that weird? Why do we have... He's not tied up like the slave contract of yesteryear. When I was running boxing, it was much easier. We were slave traders. We had these guys and they were working for us and we was the boss. The pendulum has swung. Now I have to say, Mr. Dillian White. I have to be respectful. And it's really a nice position to be in because we can be honest with each other. Dillian, you're not under a long-term contract, but we like it.
Hello?
Well, I guess you guys can actually get that, word Bahrain has to say.
Hello?
Clement Italome is here, and I would like him to give his thoughts about Barry Hearn's statement. Bro, what's up?
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great, bro. So you heard what Barry Hearn said. What are your thoughts?
Honestly, I think people have decided to take the concept of slavery and racism with kid gloves. I honestly think people channel their energy towards the wrong thing, towards in the wrong direction, and leave the most important things unattended. I listened to Barry's comments where during the Dillian White's press conference, where he made mention of the fact that in the past, promoters were seen as slave traders.
We're seeing, or they used to be. It said we used to.
Sorry, we used to be rather. He said
We're slave traders. That's what he said. Not.
He said in the past, promoters used to be slave traders, but now the reverse is the case, where the boxer is actually the master, and they work for the boxers instead instead of the boxers working for them. He was just trying to say. He was trying to say today's era is far different from what boxing used to be. Where promoters dictate the terms. And my honest opinion is that it was very correct. He didn't say I used. He didn't personalize it. So it was a generic statement used to describe the role promoters used to play in the past compared to compared to the state of events now. And in that line, it didn't exonerate itself. Don't forget that we have black promoters in the past, like Don King, who people see as actually a slave master due to the way he treated the boxers, who were with him then. We recall people like Don King were promoters to Mike Tyson. Now Mike Tyson never had anything good about that guy. They fell out at some point, you know. So at the end of the day, I think people who people pick on that. Of course, we know they are the LDPC people who just want to create a mountain out of a molehill, you know, to try to paint a picture that does not actually depict what racism is. And like I said, this takes the heat out of racism because when we are faced with real racial issues in today's society, we don't even talk about it. I am in America where we see a lot of racism. I see people don't even talk about it or they are scared to talk about it. But when it comes to boxing and irrelevant things, everybody wants to talk shit because they know that is so trivial and there's nothing at stake. Like I said, Barry Ann's statement to me, it does not pass. It does not. It might be a racist behind closed door. I don't know, but for the statement he made that day, looking at it contextually, there's nothing to suggest racism. Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I can't say that that statement was racist. It takes a level of stupidity to say that was a racist statement. That's my take on it.
Okay, thanks a lot, bro. Thanks a lot for giving your honest and sincere opinion. Um, I have things to say, man. You know, I've been seeing this, stuff on Twitter. People talking about it. People saying that well, Barry Hand is this, is that. I think he meant it in a very different way, different perspective. You know, I don't think he meant it real because looking at Don King, for example, let's take a look at Don King, what he did to Mike Tyson, and how he played Mike Tyson, and how he tricked him. You know, will you call the guy a slave trader as well? You know,
Just
slave
because he's
trade,
black.
slave trade actually went worldwide, not just a particular color or group like that. Like there were slave trade in the Middle East, slave trade in Europe, slave trade in Southeast Asia, slave trade everywhere. You know, I don't think Barry Hand is one of those old guys. You know what I mean?
Of course.
That is against some set of people. I think he made it in a very different way, and yeah, it made it to the sense in a sense that okay, before we used to have all the rights. We promoters used to have all the right. Fighters used to beg us, to even feature on our shows. But right now, fighters have the upper hand, and they can actually, you know, they actually have their destiny in their own hands. They can decide to sign with a promoter or not. Some of them don't even have promoters, so that I think it made it that way. Like fighters used to, didn't used to have the rights, for their fights, but now it's different. And I like the fact that Anthony Joshua has has the right to upload his fights on Facebook without any restriction or something like that. I like the fact. I like today's era, but today's era also made things very difficult as well because we don't really see the best fight the best. We heard what I talk about him being the best
I
and
think
him.
the concept of racism, if there's any racism in the boxing in today's era, is from the likes of wider promoters who dictates. Look at Luis Ortiz, for example. The people condemning Barry Ann should start condemning their own people because if what they make us to believe is true, it means they are the actual slave masters, the PBCs and the Harlemans of this world. If you can stop your fighter from taking a fight for that amount of money, you want me to believe that slave trade is still not practiced uh, uh, within your own group, then you are just deceiving yourself, because that is the example of slavery. It's slavery doesn't mean, or when you use the word slavery, it doesn't always mean the concept of the sub-Saharan slave trade, whereas or the slavery that was going on in the Middle East.
Let's not forget that, you know, there was slavery as well here in Europe, you know,
There was
and
slavery everywhere. There was slavery in the Middle East. There
The
was,
Irish people
yeah,
weren't really liked,
of
and
course.
they were enslaved as well. So, but the thing is that we know the agenda. This is boxing, and we know the people that like to spread agenda. Like me, you, and I, we are both Nigerians, and we are very proud of being Nigerians. Like Joshua is, like Honorable Warime is, Joyce as well. I don't know about the other guys signed to PBC. I don't want to mention their names right now, but I think it's just something that people took out of context. You know what I mean? So
Of course, they deliberately took that statement out of context because, like I said, I would like to reiterate, it takes a level of stupidity and hatred and bias to conclude that what it meant was slavery. If let's even assume without conceding that it said, "Oh, you used to be slave traders," it means that he's bold enough to accept whatever wrongdoing that they did. Let's assume that it was so.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
also the fact. But people are not
it's
looking at that.
yeah. It's just like, oh,
People just want
oh,
to, you know, just want to pin some certain perspective, and
people are just
people
trying
have
to be like,
agenda. People always
yes,
have agenda,
agenda.
and
It's not like
you know where it's coming from. Um, um,
whether has responded to this shouting black power
I don't
everywhere like a
I don't
foolish
know
man.
I don't know about I don't know Barry Hen personally, but I think he's a very decent man. He's old school for sure. I think when Barry Hen was born, or during the era Barry Hen became a promoter, things were so different. I mean, you
Like,
understand? Things were different. Things were different. So I can understand that. I know such people who are like that. But I've come across people at that age who are discriminative, you know. Uh, but I don't think he is, because he. I mean, I don't know. It's just like I don't know him personally, but I don't think he is like that. You
like I
know,
said,
he meant it
like I said,
he meant it in a good manner and in a good way. I think
like
personally, but I
like
don't know.
like I said, Barry Ann might be a racist for like might be a racist behind closed door. I don't know. There's but going from the statement he made does not tell us anything about him being racist. That statement has no racist connotation. It has no reason for any normal human being to think it was racist. That statement was simplistic, clear, and precise. Like, and it only takes people with a very dark mind, with a mind of hatred or evil, to construe that statement to mean being racist and all that. You know, that statement was very, 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 very clear. It has nothing to do with them being racist. And like I said, even if it is, then it means the man is bold enough to accept that, oh, we were wrong in the past. Oh, we were slaves we were taken people as slaves in the past, but now we no longer do such things. The table has turned. It's all gimmicks. People don't. People where a person come out to show racist traits, we should be able to pinpoint that and talk about that. Pragmatically, holistically, and in light of the facts that we are confronted with, not trying to gain cheap popularity or cheapen the concept of racism and all that. Because there's still racism. There's racism everywhere in the world, especially in America. You know, but people are not even bold enough to come out and say it. And when they see real case of racism, they run, they hide inside their shells. But
You
when
know,
it comes
you know,
to
I'm a guy. I don't know about America. I've experienced racism personally where I worked. before. I've experienced it personally from my own chef, my own box, the German box. Who was the chef? Was the chef of the where I worked. So, and the guy is like maybe 60 something, maybe close to Barry Hand's age, and he talked about liking immigrants and stuff like that. But he personally told me some sudden stuff, and he admitted it. You understand? But when I put the heat on him, he got scared. Like, this guy, he's gonna expose us right now, man. So I'm a guy who don't tolerate racism anywhere in the world, whether it's against black, white, brown, yellow. I don't tolerate it. You understand?
That's what it is.
Although I don't mingle with some set of people because I don't feel like those people like me, or whether I don't think I like them that much. But it has nothing to do with racism or something like that. It just had to do with those people thinking mentality. You understand? So you see, it could be from the same people. It could be from the same ethnicity where I come from. It could be from. It could be. It could be. It could be you. It could be anyone else. You understand?
And I honestly think that people are beginning to lose the concept of humanity. There's first of all humanity before race. You know, if I'm going to judge someone by his behavior as a human being before I start talking of race. I don't care if you are black or white. You can be black and still be racist. Of course, there are black racists everywhere. Black people, they are black hate crime, black eating on black. So what do you want to say about that? A lot of that going on in the world today.
Anyway, bro,
So,
let's just leave it like that. I don't want to talk too much about all this stuff. This one a bossy channel. I don't want to spoil something.
of
Well,
course.
when I go change the name to different stuff, now I go Saturday and all those kind of things. You understand? But I
Okay.
just want to address it. Barry Hand meant it well. I mean, he actually admitted that. Listen, back in the days, we were slave traders, meaning the fighters had no rights. They couldn't even control what they did. Like, financial aspect wasn't that nice. That's why a lot of fathers got broke. Remember, Don King? I know we know he's a legendary promoter, but we know he's a CRI man. You know what I mean? I don't want to finish the sentence. So anyway, it's good. It's good. I just wanted to talk about it. With Clemente Talome, of course, some things coming on later, so it'll be cool. Talk about this Ruiz Jr. going up against Anthony Joshua. So we'll do it later. I will holler at you, bro. So your final thoughts before we go. For now, this is the first time I'm actually doing a collaboration. Yeah, using my new encoder, and it sounds pretty good. Good, bro. That's so.
That's so, my
And
brother.
also the boxing talk show, Boxing Matter. That one will come again. Let's say we now let episode two. Now let two we do. Let two episode now we do.
That's so, my
You
brother.
understand?
That's what it is.
That's so.
No problem. My take is all these fighters should fight if they want to fight and stop ducking, because there are a lot of ducking going on today. And yeah, when I say ducking, you know what I'm talking about. And
Yeah. I know, bro. I know.
some
For
people
sure.
seem to be some people seem to support ducking depending on what part of the divide you find yourself in. If you're a supporter of a particular fighter, you say, oh, you conclude that ducking was right. If you're not, you say otherwise. And at the end of the day, it is we, the boxing fans, that have been affected, but because we are deprived, first of all, we give these fighters the kind of life they are living, because we pay to watch their fight. If we don't pay to watch their fight, they'll go look for something else to do. So they should they should stop treating fans like we are the, so they should give us the best what we want to see and stop ducking. It gets life changing money. You duck and run away because of some stupid things. But at the end of the day, it's what it is, my bro.
Okay, bro. Thanks for joining me. Hope you join next time. Next time, go live. You understand? So be nice, bro.
Thank you so
It
much.
will be nice.
Have a wonderful
You're
time.
You're too much, brother.
Too much, my brother.
Also, guys, respect, bro. Thanks.
Right.
Okay, guys. Go follow me on Instagram at Boxing Block Sitter. Like I always say, and as well on Twitter at Boxing Block. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video. Let it be known that BBC has given its thoughts, on the Barry Hearn statement, man. And I think he made it in a very good way, in a good manner. So people should actually be thankful that Barry Hearn had the guts to come out and say these things. So people should stop whining and making stuff all about race every time. It's crazy. I know there is him. So you guys should stop being whiners, man. Now what for now?